Shout out. All right, this is for the YouTube. For later, we got Melo in the building. Yeah, I got some cool shit. Let's go. It's 90.5 FM KSJS Ground Zero Radio. Monday morning 6 to 10, you can catch the Stop, Drop, and Roll show with the Barhemian. But on this edition of the Stop, Drop, and Roll show, we got a very special guest in the building. On the heels, I think if that's the right way to say it, on the heels of his upcoming headlining performance. There we go. Yeah, that's way better too for the headphones. But yeah, he is headlining June 14th, Friday, in downtown San Jose at the Loft Bar and Bistro for the Stop, Drop, and Roll show live. We got none other than Melo in the building. What's up, bro?
Yo, how's it going, man? Thanks for having me.
Man, it's dope that you're here, bro. I guess a good question to ask to begin the conversation is, how are you doing, bro?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. It's been a long time since I've been at KSJS. Probably since 2019, 2018, pre-COVID time.
Oh, okay, man. And that's, I'm not going to be everywhere when we asking questions, but that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
How was everything in 2019 before the pandemic versus going through the pandemic? Well, actually, let us introduce. It might be somebody tuned in on any side of the city that, they might not know about Melo.
Right.
I see Amplified on the hat. Man, I got questions for you.
Yeah. Yo, so I started as Amplified back in the day. And just so everybody knows, and just to give some background, I'm originally from Santa Cruz, moved to San Jose when I was teenager. I'm old now. I'm 29, so I've been around in San Jose for a long
pushing 30.
I know. I'm about to turn 30 on the 21st, so 7 days after our event on Friday.
Okay, so this is actually a birthday party.
This is a birthday party.
This is a birthday party, man. Let's go. That's good news.
We're gonna get it in, yeah. And I don't know, man. I've been touring a lot since I graduated high school. I started, doing independent little tours on my own, whether it was an open mic or however I could play. Then I went on Warped Tour, got invited to do that for a couple summers. And then after Warped Tour, when that dust settled, I came back to San Jose and started, learning how to build a brand and how to develop myself as an artist. Because I was going on tour, and the issue was, how do I convert all these people that are hearing me into fans online so they can keep following me and go to more shows and
right.
Find my music otherwise. And by that time, it was CDs over streaming still.
Right.
And streaming was just catching on. So, I was a 21-year-old kid. I didn't really know how to flip, to convert people into fans or, and it sounds weird. I don't want to treat them as numbers, but honestly, how do I get people to attach to, what was Amplified back then?
Yeah, that's tight, and honestly, I'm taking notes too, because we got people tuned in right now. How do we keep them, retain them? Right,
and so after Warped Tour, I came home and I just started working on music again, and then if you ever heard of the band The Expendables, they're a reggae rock band. They're huge in that scene. It's they're one of the original major bands. It was Pepper, Slightly Stupid. Everybody knows Sublime. And then it's The Expendables. Yeah. Okay. So they're big bro, a hometown hero band for me in Santa Cruz. And then they offered me to go on tour, trading them video work to open the show. And eventually that really worked out for me. And they were yo, I know you're building your music. You want to help manage on the side? And so I helped manage them, 2 other bands, and I've been touring with them the past few years as a manager and as an artist.
Man, that's tight. That's tight. So you got your start around 21, get with a bigger look, and then...
Yeah. And what's funny is I used my biggest opportunities back then as ways to grow. Because it just... you think that you can just go into it with, you know, a little bit of hard work and making good music, but it don't really work like that, you know? There's so much into brand building and then making a business out of it that a lot of people just don't understand or even realize. I mean, really, independent artists are just small companies, ideally. Like, you know,
Right.
and Melo is technically like my DBA for my LLC.
Right.
You know, doing business as Aunt Melo. You know, when I sell like a T-shirt or something, or when I'm making like royalties off music, you know, that's just going under my, you know, my company.
Yeah. I really want to ask about the name change, man.
Right.
'Cause,
Okay.
like, this is interesting. All right, so I found out about you, I want to say, as Amplified. I mean, you would hear people, you know, the people who perform locally a lot, and this is probably before the pandemic too. But actually, that song "On and On" that you have with another entrepreneur, artist, do it all, man of many hats, Malcolm Lee, and you guys filmed the video on top of that bit, on top of the
Right.
the skybox. Really, R.I.P. the skybox. But the name change, it surprised me. I was surprised. I was genuinely surprised.
Well, you know, so Amplified is, it was like a name I came up with, you know, when I was in high school. And it was cool, but, you know, you search it didn't really sound or like fulfill me as like an artist, like who I was, you know. Most people would think it's like, oh, are you like a rock band?
Yeah.
And then it's also a search engine nightmare. You type in Amplified and you, like, the Bible would show up.
Yeah.
You know? So I was like, dang, you know, how do I brand myself better? And so everybody always called me Amp, so I kept Amp. And then my grandmother passed away, who was pretty much like my mom as well. You know, I grew up with my grandparents, and you know, her last name was Melo. So I was like, you know, how do I like add some meaning and honor something? Because my great grandfather, her father was like a poet, and he wrote plays and like scripts, and he was super famous. I mean, like the street that my grandmother lived on, because she was born and raised in Portugal, is named after him. So I was like, you know, Amp Melo, and so it has like a little bit more meaning to me than Amplified. It like honors like my family in a way.
That's dope. The thing that stood out to me the most right there was one word, the honor part.
Right.
Like, I mean, all right, so I knew I was going to ask you. And for everybody who's sliding through this Friday to the Law Stop, Drop, and Roll show live featuring Aunt Melo, you might hear some of these questions again, so stay smiling and nodding.
Yeah.
But yeah, the honor part was the dope part. When I thought about it, I was thinking like maybe it's like a way to calm down, or like, because when I hear Amplified, I thought rock band or like rock.
Right.
But then when we listen, it's more laid back, a lot of melodies and raps intertwined with some like kind of soulful. I don't want to like pigeonhole anything, but I would say like the Santa Cruz feel.
Yeah,
it feels like Santa Cruz.
It's definitely there for sure. I mean, when you grow up next to the ocean, you're a different type of person. Like for whatever reason, you know, it's just so massive. And, you know, if you ever been to the ocean, you ever swim, there's an energy to it. Yeah. And like being a part of that, it makes you, you know, it humbles you.
Yeah, and I think a good song to start with our musical break would be Kickback. I enjoyed that track. I know it's a throwback track. It's way, you know, it's not 2024, but right. I enjoy the track, and I play 2K sometimes.
Yeah, that's my buddy Al Green, and I'm on the second verse, and you know, he crushed it, and that song did super well when we dropped it, and we actually wrote that during the pandemic. So Kickback is like,
oh yeah,
I'm gonna chill in here.
It's extra kickback, like, cause we couldn't do nothing else.
Nothing.
Yep. But you tuned in. Amp Melo is live in the studio right here at 90.5 FM. and we are about to play this track titled Kickback. It's kind of a throwback track. Keep it locked right here. It's 90.5 FM KSJS.
Sweet. How was that?
Oh, man, it sounded good in the headphones.
Cool. I ramble too, so whenever you need to cut me off, please do, man.
No, I like it when artists ramble because it means I'm doing my job, you know?
Crushing. Hell yeah, man. Thanks for having me. It's a cool spot, man. I forgot how many CDs. How many CDs, like,
it's not even a hip hop section. So, our section is over here.
Posted up at the crib. I ain't doing no business.
A lot of this stuff is kind of dated. We've been doing
CDs, man.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. We do everything is on what you call it, USBs. I got some requests for you if you want some. Oh, I don't know.
Dancing in some doo-wop, urban with a few rocks. Tequila shots, fresh wine,
these are locals.
moonlight,
Before,
unwind, let's vibe. Posted, chillin', hanging, marinating. Don't really matter how you say no. Long as you take care of yourself,
This is our old rotation.
I'm on melodies way back. Like this one, like my first tracks I sent to Armand. Like back in 2010 when I was in high school. Oh dang! Okay, ready to do that? Yeah, 2011, man. That's crazy. Pussy Bills is on this. I know that fool.
Man, this is tight. Almost not gonna say a full circle just yet.
That's wild, man.
Education today is very important to success. But what if you don't have the money? FAFSA, or free application for federal student aid, can earn you money for your college tuition, books, and more. You can get grants, loans, work-study funds from the government just by applying online. It's a first-come, first-served basis, so apply before it's too late. For more information, you can call the Financial Aid and Scholarship Office at 408-283-7500 and press 4 twice. Brought to you by KSJS 90.5 FM.
Hey man, excellent job right there. You know? Start getting a little hotter in here when you gotta read something.
I had to you had to change your voice when you do it too, man. You gotta sound like a little bit more palatable, I guess.
I remember the first time I had to read some stuff, like it was a thing about breast cancer and a mammogram thing, and I wasn't ready. I don't know why I laughed.
I mean, that's gnarly topics right there.
I just wasn't ready. I chose one of them cards and I got nervous.
Yeah, no, that's heavy.
It started laughing, man. I couldn't hold it, bro. I was like, I made it through and just turned off the mic.
Yeah, yeah. That's funny, man. When you told me to pick something, I was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, education, littering, goodwill. I was like, oh, just all the people who don't got squirrel.
Yeah, man. Shoot, college is expensive. What if you don't got it like that?
Hella expensive.
What, man? It might. I've heard some people say, and this is not my opinion. Some people have said it's a ripoff. Like, especially if you finish doing what you're doing and you wind up working at you somewhere not using your stuff.
Yeah, and I know a lot of folks who do that. I know a lot of folks who do use their, stuff too, but that's, I mean, as soon as I got out of high school, I already knew exactly like what I was going to do. So I got really lucky finding like my passion early. And I knew it wasn't necessarily music, but it was just like coming up with ideas and then like pushing those. So right out of high school, I did go to like Foothill College for a little bit, just doing music tech, but I ended up going on the road.
Foothill.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with? I'm about to name drop here.
Name drop.
Are you familiar with A&D?
A&D.
Andy DeGuara.
No.
All right, big shout out to Andy, man. I know he's
shout out to Andy, dog.
Done some cool things up at Foothill. But so when you did your thing studying at Foothill, that's where you might have learned doing some engineering.
A little bit, yeah, because I had been recording myself on Pro Tools since I was like 14, 13. Because back when I was in high school, I went to Gunderson on the south side.
Shout out,
Young Gundy.
Gundy.
They were giving out laptops. Like, that was like the promo with like Apple at the time. They had like laptops for every student each year, which was surprising to me. I look back because it's not like that school was like super well funded, you know, it's like a public school.
Right.
But they had like a deal with Apple, and so I learned how to like get into the back end of that, make myself admin, and then I like saved up to buy Pro Tools. And so my whole high school I just recorded with that laptop that they gave us every year, man.
Hey, you gotta be resourceful when you're an independent artist. Like, you gotta do
Right.
Sometimes you record the song yourself, shoot the video on a tripod, edit the video.
Yeah, it's weird now, and that was before the demand, right? Like that was 2008, but now like
Social media.
you have to be a content creator, and not only do you have to make content, but you have to make really good, appealing content that somehow breaks through. You know, not necessarily the algorithm.
The algorithm.
Be the algorithm and things like that, and I can get that to an extent, but you know, it's not like content creators are musicians though.
Right.
You know, so it's like we have like these 2 or 3 different jobs to like market ourselves, and you know,
Yeah.
who has all that time while they're working like a 9 to 5 or a regular job or anything? And I guess like the real answer is if you're like doing this 110%, you don't really have another job. But
Right. Man, so I would have to say personally, for the pandemic led me into doing more creative stuff all the time. But like, yeah, I wonder too, as a person who creates music, I'm not in as deep as you are, for sure, man, for sure, but I can see how it can be difficult to juggle all these tasks.
yeah,
And produce high quality, high level, the best that you could put out content.
yeah.
Not content. My bad.
No,
the word
no.
content is like, I'm talking about somebody's art here.
Right. I mean, really, the content is ways to market your music, and so if you can put the same amount of like energy and effort into you making the art, then you need to match that with how you share it with people and present it.
Right.
And that is a challenge, because I'm reclusive and I will just sit inside and create and not talk to anybody and be hella cool with that.
I feel
But
that.
I can't be that way, you know? And so that's like the dichotomy of pursuing this and wanting to be great and recognized. And then the other side of it is, I don't really actually care that much about being great and recognized, as long as I'm super great for myself and I can express myself in that way. So that's like my love for it versus the battle internally to, you know, achieve on like a higher level. Because like, yes, I love it so much that I want to like play. I want to play in front of hundreds, thousands, and want to make this like a living for myself. But at what expense and at what, and how much do I sacrifice of like my, like, you know, my authenticity to do that online?
Yeah, that relates to a really good question that I sometimes ask the artists, because I noticed some of your stuff that you might experiment in a little bit too, right? Like, how do you stay true to yourself while experimenting, and then in combination with what you just said, like trying new things?
Yeah, you know, I think it's as simple as like changing the camera angle and how you come up on camera. Like, I was using, for all the camera nerds, I was using like a 28 millimeter to shoot myself from like the start of my room to my desk where I was recording. But I was like, man, this look, it's not working. So I went to the fisheye, and I was like, who's using fisheye anymore? And so I'm using fisheye, and you know, my stuff's performing a little bit better and things like that. You know, it's performing in front of the camera, but it's also finding lucrative ways so people can attach to you as like a person. Like, you know, what's my story? And I think I do have like a pretty good story behind me of who I am, but how I'm sharing that is the challenge. And I think that's the challenge for most artists.
Man, that's dope. Let's talk about some more of your upbringing and who you are and how you put that into your music.
Right. Yeah, I mean, shoot. My upbringing, I was raised by my mom, my grandmother. I didn't grow up with my dad. My grandfather died when I was a young little kid, and he was kind of like my dad, so I was raised in a house full of women in Santa Cruz. And, eventually moved up here to San Jose, so I got this, like, multicultural aspect of living by the beach and coming from an immigrant family and being, like, a first-generation American, and then living up to San Jose where it's way more diverse here and more like real life. Because I like to think Santa Cruz is this nice little haven, but the more I've traveled, the more I realize it's not like the rest of the world. So it's like a sheltering little, like, beach town.
Yeah, it's definitely a pocket coastal or beach town, like you said. That's tight. But let's see. We can take a musical break right quick. I got a bunch of songs to choose from, but let's see.
Let's play that new one, man. Play Payday.
Okay, all right. We gonna play this. This is a premiere right here.
Yes, this is a premiere. This is like the basis of my sound now. It's funk, R&B, hip hop. I'm still rapping on it, but we're getting down now.
Let's go. And if you didn't know, Melo, who is in the studio right now, but he'll be headlining the Stop, Drop, and Roll show live this Friday, June 14th. Yep, that's right. At the Loft in downtown San Jose. You get an exclusive sneak peek right here on the Stop, Drop, and Roll show. Let's go. ampmelo.com. That's right.
Let's go. Cool. My bad. I don't know if I'm weaving in and out of conversation and ranting, man.
No, you cool, bro.
Okay, cool.
It's a radio interview. They want to feel like they here too.
Cool. All right.
Oh, let's see. I might have some. Let's see if we got some feedback. I know some people tuned in.
Don't lie, 'cause I know you want something for free. Yeah, working all week, you must be close to the end of my hustling. I put in all the time and energy for payday. Oh, where I'm going, don't need no damn degree.
I'm about to tell you.
And that
All right.
chase me, it's gonna take my money with me. So all I got is what I am. Put my time and what I can. And when payday comes, I'll spend it. We gon' celebrate. Yeah, we gon' get live as a definite. Blaze storms, pack rooms till we definite. Groove to the death of it, move like it's effortless. Clock in, we ain't doing for the benefits. Doing for the love and respect, and when payday comes, we gon' make it make sense. Invest in the grind and we paying the rent, but we gon' party on that hard work spent. Come on, baby, let's go. Don't lie, 'cause I know you wanted something for free. Yeah, working all week, it must be close to the end of my hustling. I put in all the time and the energy for payday. Come on, baby, yeah, we've been on to something. Ain't gonna work this game for nothing. Been at it too damn long just to sing these songs for you, yeah. You know that's right, yeah, we've been on to something. Ain't gonna work this game for nothing. No, you ain't gonna blame me, fuck you, baby. Throw the money to the sky. You better get him with the program. Gotta hit him with a move like a slow jam. Make him wanna slap a bill in your hand. Have him saying, God damn, what a show, man. Oh, I've been at it day to day. Wanna live it to the fullest till we fade to gray. I got bills to pay and a place to be. Oh, when it's payday, baby, better charge it to the dream. Yeah, I've been cooking and they waiting on me. Don't lie, 'cause I know you wanted something for free. Yeah, working all week, it must be close to the end of my
I know. I was like the irony of this of me posting the other day. I was like, "Hey, nothing for free. It's a free show." I was like, "Dang, all right."
Yeah.
Cause I know you wanted something for free.
Hey, I would like to say though, I feel like you got grown folks music. You know what I mean?
Oh, this stuff right here?
Just in general. It's not a bunch of
Nah.
curses. Like, they might have a couple.
I mean, it's like, I feel like the music is a combination of like, it's like soul, R&B, funk, and bars at the same time. But
90.5 KSJS.
You want to play? Oh, no, I don't
Sure,
wanna
yeah.
play On Key just yet. I want to play On and On. No,
play that one. I like that one.
I do too.
Yeah.
I like the video too.
Yeah, man, the video was fun. We shot that ourselves. I was like it.
I could, I could tell.
Yeah.
My knuckles on
But
the
it was
ceiling.
tight.
Still
And the
alive,
only reason
still
I could
breathing.
tell though was
Still
because I
pushing
worked
on this
this
time. I can't believe
Right,
it.
right.
Still got love,
How'd
but
y'all
that
get
word
up
is
there?
lost
Like, the
meaning.
door was open.
Yeah, I was talking to Malcolm about it. He's like, we could probably get up on the roof. I'm like, all right, cool, man, let's do it.
A dope thing also about that track is I want to say that Malcolm was getting some like, momentum too. Like, shortly before that, it was like magazines.
Oh yeah, he did a content magazine shoot. Yeah, prior to that. It's funny, I used to work with Malcolm when we were teaching at the community centers. It's the same job that Dali has now.
Oh yeah,
But,
okay,
like-
damn, that's crazy.
But that was like 2018, and then Malcolm had his studio and Whole Sounds. Yeah,
Did you also work with Bam?
yeah.
That's crazy.
I was in BAM and like Neba and all that.
Damn, that means I just did the whole Bam. I might as well just put Bam on the list.
Pretty much, yeah.
Actor, poet, you.
Oh yeah, David, yeah. And then I don't know, for whatever reason, I was just like, I just want like, I thought Malcolm's vibe on here was just like perfect for me. I just sent it to him, and I was like, I just want to hear Malcolm rap on this. So, and he came back and sent me this, and it was perfect. I was like, cool. And it was like a different story that I couldn't tell, so it made the song just really fit. I wrote this and like 5 other songs in one night on acid. So like I wrote the hook, I wrote the verse I think a little later, but it comes in like, songs come in bunches for me for sure. I'll be on like a streak and I'll write like 10 and then I'll not do anything for a few months.
Yeah. We talk about that, sparking the creativity.
I won't say I did acid on there, but yeah.
Oh, I could cut that out.
No, I don't care if people hear it, but
Okay.
but as far as like the college, I won't say that.
That's tight. Let's see. I see that you're on tour right now, or about to go, or just Swayze.
Yeah, I'm opening for Swayze and I'm opening for the Expendables. My guys like all locally in like NorCal. And what are those dates? Let me pull them up. Okay, I got them. Yeah, just doing shows. But yeah, I should definitely talk about June 14th. Yeah.
Not just my shit.
Anything but love when said and done.
90.5 KSJS.
All right, you just heard 2 back-to-back tracks. We had a premiere. We had the premiere of the song titled "Payday" right here. Yep. And then you guys have definitely heard "On and On" over the airwaves a bunch of times on the Stop, Drop, and Roll show for sure. But we was just talking about some of the things that you are a part of that's going to happen in the near future, or that maybe just happened in the recent past. But
Right.
What's up? Let us know.
Yeah. I mean, we got our June 14th, the Stop, Drop, and Roll show, which is open to the public.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So definitely come out this Friday, June 14th. Y'all
No
can
price.
come in. Ain't no price on it. Come through. It's gonna be super fun. I got my dude Andrew Biggs is gonna open the show and rock, a few minutes on there and kick us off. But then I'm opening for Swayze in Pacific Grove on the 27th, and then we in Pacific Grove is Monterey, really, and then Lodi out in wine country near Sacramento, and it's wine country. No, not really. I just know they got wine out there.
When you pass Napa, like that's
wine country.
Yeah.
I'm failing over here. But Lodi at 5 Window Beer Company on the 29th, and then I'm back in the Bay Area. I'm in Half Moon Bay, July 26th, and then Brentwood, 7/27, which is super random. I've never done a show in Brentwood, but the show is already sold out, and that's with the Expendables. So you got to come and hang out at Half Moon Bay, Monterey, or Lodi.
Let's go. But let's talk about how you collaborate a little bit. I've noticed that in the earlier days, one of the next songs that I have is you collaborated with Blimes on Demons.
Yeah.
And the video was really creative too. Shout out to Ronnie.
Yeah. Ronnie's my guy. That's like, I would consider Ronnie, like one of my first like big bro mentors when he was working over at Seven Trees. He was doing his thing. And that's where I kind of got my game as far as like production and songwriting goes. Well, maybe not songwriting. Sorry, man, you don't get that credit. But as far as production goes and learning how it goes from, starting to create something from scratch to the mix and to the master and all the visuals in between and how to market yourself, definitely Ronnie is like a catalyst for me.
I gotta say that, like, I've seen a lot of Ronnie's work and it's clean.
Oh, he's nasty with it. He's one of those guys who is dedicated to being great whenever he does something. And so I admire that because I have a tendency to just do something and I feel like I've always been like naturally just good at something. But I heard this like Will Smith quote of him quoting somebody else the other day about how if it's at 90% and it's good, then you're halfway there. Ooh. And I feel like Ronnie is one of those people who says like, oh, this is good, and then he takes it to the next level, and you just never imagined it being the way it is.
Yeah, I've seen it. Big shout out. I don't want to give out too much information, but I've seen his work and asked him a few questions, and big shout out to him, man.
Yeah.
The video for this song that I'm talking about right now is dope.
Yeah, he crushed it, man. He made like the walls full of newspaper and stuff to make it look like I was crazy, because it's supposed to be like the video in the song is really about me being neurotic and challenging myself in that process. And then we put Blimes in the TV because she's in LA.
Yeah, that was hella creative. Yeah, I actually want to watch the video as we play the song, so I'm gonna have to run.
Let's do it. Let's time sync.
But yeah, if you're just now tuned in, we got Melo in the building right now. We about to jump into one of his throwback tracks featuring Blimes, titled Demons. Melo live at the Stop, Drop, and Roll show, Friday, June 14th. That's this Friday, downtown San Jose. Be there, be square.
Yes, sir.
90.5 KSJS.
Yeah, the video starts in the verse.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like we did it like a...
I've been channeling my demons, walking around like I'm defeated, trying to focus on the reasons. Well, I don't know if I could be this. I know you want to be like all those people on the TV screen, but kid, I'm lost. I can't find you no more. I think I need someone to help me.
This one goes, man. I forgot. I've listened to this one in a minute. This one goes. They haven't seen.
Let me know. Right.
1, 2, 3. There you go.
I paint the pictures, but I know it's not perfect. I always feel I deserve it. I always make people nervous. I always hide on the surface.
What up,
I
dog?
always claim on my purpose. I always pass by the churches. I always pray that it's working.
Oh, damn, I did the fish shot. My bad, bro.
Oh, that's cool.
Jack was back.
I always service in verses and never worry, I'm worthless. I always move like it's urgent. I always give to my urges.
I always think it should be more.
Walking around like I'm defeated.
That's right next door to the Sky.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could be
Right next door, yeah. He made that place look sick, man.
Yeah, bro. You can't tell.
like all those people on the TV screen. Man, I'm lost. I can't find me no more.
I'm hella young here, man. Like that's like 3 or 4 years ago, but I'm like young in the sense that I'm not used to being on camera and I don't know how to act. Right there. I'm so much better now at this.
You look polished to me.
Thanks, man. It's crazy though. It's like those little things that I notice about myself looking back. We made her part look sick.
Yeah.
Well, Ronnie made it look sick. I didn't do shit.
I never wanna ghost on you, but it's this fucked up cycle that it feels like we're devoted to. The demons got my number down, they're calling back to back. When I transmute the dark to light, they always fade it back to black. I've been channeling my demons, walking around like I'm defeated. Trying to focus
When you
on
play a track, do you report it?
I don't know if
Like that it's been played?
Yeah. All right. Oh yeah. Let me show you. So I wasn't exactly on time.
That's so cool, man. I see my shit.
Yeah. Like actually, keep it solid. You can type in my name. Oh, we got a caller, bro. Oh shit.
Oh shoot.
So I don't know what's gonna happen right here. So I'm just gonna
Oh shoot, I'm there. That's cool.
see. Yeah.
Oh dude. But yeah, there you go.
All right. Hold on. We got a caller, and I gotta press this button anyway.
You're at a busy mall thinking of all the shopping you have to do and where you're
Yo,
going to have
it's
lunch.
90.5.
Suddenly,
What's
you see
up?
someone leave a shopping bag behind, and it looks like there's a package inside.
What?
wrapped in
Hey, somebody said
That
this
can't be
Melo
right.
interview
What should
is
you do?
awesome, bro.
It's a
I don't
perfect
know
day
who
for a
this
ball
is,
game.
but thank you.
You're starving and crave a hot dog. Hey, what's that guy doing under the bleachers? Did he
Damn,
just
this
make
is
his
either
bag?
Tim
Or he
or
just being
Lewis.
paranoid?
I know it's one
You
of
don't
you.
want to scare the kids.
What?
It just doesn't seem right. What should you do?
We all play a role in keeping our
Oh,
community
he was
safe.
hyped because
If you see
Blimes
something
was on that
suspicious,
track.
say something to
Oh,
local
sick.
authorities.
He went to elementary school with
Hey,
me.
well, he needs to come to the show, dog.
Yeah, hey, we request your presence, bro. At the show, for sure. Alright, yep. Peace. Alright. Oh yeah, you wanna read the blue one? It's yeah, that's the thing. At the 20-something we got green, and at the
Space
50-something
Jump.
Space Jump with Cara, or just Cara.
The Cool Down with DJ K. High Voltage. 90s emo music. Royal Rhythm. All right, bro.
Alright. You ready? Yep.
What's up, fruity listeners? Looking for some new groovy hip hop to fill your musical cravings? Your main man, DJ Fruity Boy, got you covered with everything from the freshest R&B to the most savory hip hop beats that you won't want to miss! Exclamation point. Check out the Royal Rhythm every Wednesday from 6 to 10 p.m. only on 90.5 KSJS or online at ksjs.org.
Yeah. And you asked an interesting question right before the end of that break. It was about us logging and tracking the songs that we play.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man, because radio is one of those like few platforms that gets reported when you get played, and then you just earn royalties on the back end from
Right.
ASCAP, BMI, and all the publishing of the recording being played online. So it was super cool to like see your directory on what's played, and I'm like seeing my album and stuff and like all these little metadata things that I insert on my end that I rarely see on the other end. Well, I mean, I see it, but it's cool to like see that process in real time, you know?
Yeah, and to any artists out there that might have heard their song played during the Style Drop and Roll show, you can Google it. If you get precise enough, your name is popping up with this show.
See, another reason why I changed my name, man. Because if I searched Amplified on that big directory,
Right.
shoot, man, I get lost. But now that I got, the two names and it's super distinct and nobody has it, Aunt Melo,
Yeah.
it's very easy to find when I've been played.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Speaking of getting plays and stuff like that, All right, so I'm thinking in my head, next time when I want to drop some music when it's all together and stuff, I like the idea of direct to consumer. Cause like, man, why like, all right, look, if you handed me this CD or files on a flash drive,
Right.
and I hand to you between whatever you ask for and whatever I give you, like, you made that.
Yeah.
Directly off of your
Totally.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like if I go into YouTube, Spotify, I gotta listen to your song 1,000 times. Oh, I'm not supposed to be specific. I gotta listen to your song a certain amount of times for you to get 5 cents.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
A
And
nickel.
they definitely scalp musicians for sure. I think where, you know, for an artist like me, it is tough to compete with getting people off of Spotify and Apple Music right now, because even though I do have people who support me and who want to support me, the convenience oftentimes always outweighs like the small measure of support they can take. It's different in person. Like, I can get somebody to support me with a t-shirt or with a vinyl or whatever. Like, you know, one of those, like somebody wants to cop something at the merch booth for me. That's like a great way to show support. Or come and see me at a show, you know, get tickets and all that. That's great support. But as far as like day-to-day lifestyle listening experience, like, there's only few artists that I know who've like successfully really pulled it off, and it's because they've had like a draw sort of prior to them, you know, starting. You know, like La Russell is a great example. Ooh. I mean, he not only is he just great, but he was so great at cultivating and then converting what he cultivated. And, you know, and people still listen to him on Spotify. It's not like everybody went to like Even to go like get his music, but a ton of people did. So I think the more that I can like, or the more that we can, you know, gather fans and focus on them and be like intimate with them online or talking with them, the more that it's likely to like get them over to a platform like Even or Bandcamp or SoundCloud, you know. But you have to like make that special connection first, because like, you know, yeah, I'm driving, you know, and I want to listen to this guy's new song, but I don't want to like spend X amount to like hear it right then and there. I just don't. Like, and most people really don't. Like, let's be really honest. It's not until you're at that level where like, you know, I want to support this person so bad that I'm gonna give this man or woman my thing.
I think that it's hard getting new fans. It's easier if they run into you while you're doing it and they like it while you're doing it, or maybe they tuned in right now, than it would be to be like, you're scrolling and then, okay, who's this, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think another thing that you said that kind of relates to this is giving the people that experience. And this Friday at the Loft, Aunt Melo will be in the building to give you this personal experience. I'm telling you, these shows, these events, these experiences are really cool. I want to say, you know, we are doing something a little bit different than everyone else. And
I think y'all are, yeah.
Kind of setting the tone. And also, you know what? Big shout out to everybody else out there doing stuff, because I go to these places too and support. It's dope. It's just dope. But
yeah, man. When you hit me up to do it, I was like, oh, cool. Like, somebody's throwing a show. And, like, somebody wants to do this in San Jose. It's been a minute since I've, like, been a part of like a local like event that has put on and showcased somebody. It just doesn't really, it's just different now. I remember when I was like in my early 20s, we were doing that kind of regularly. Like there's a lot more shows, but I feel like maybe it's just changed a little bit and it's just not the same. So I was like, oh, sick. Of course I'll do the show. Let's do it, man. I like what you're building, and I think the idea of adding an interview and making it a much deeper experience than just show up to an artist that you don't know,
right?
You know, and or like an excuse for like your friends and family to come to a show. You know, it's bigger than that, and I commend you and your team for building that. Stop, Drop, and Roll show, man. Friday. I'm excited.
Yeah, and also another part that I haven't mentioned in a minute. Look, if you're tuned in and you want to ask him a question, like I know I'm an interviewer and it's pretty much my job.
We had a caller too.
Yeah. Oh, big shout out to Lou, and shout out to Tim too, because I wasn't sure who was who. But yeah, Lewis really liked the song you had with Blimes. Shout out to Blimes. He's gonna be in. Lewis is also gonna be in the building on Friday, I believe.
Sweet.
So you're gonna have some work cut out for you. You're gonna be signing them posters, bro.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
But yeah, Friday you get to have that experience. And if you want to ask a question, there's a way for you to do it right now. If you head on over to StopDroppingRollShow.com and go to the Ask the Artist section, you can go ahead and give us your question. And I'll ask it, I'll incorporate it with the show. Like last time for Dolly, shout out to Dolly and all of the alum. Somebody asked a question for him and I kicked off the show with that question. Like, hey, we want this to be an experience. This person asked this and it goes well with that.
I'm excited for it, man.
I am too, bruh. Shoot. Let's go. Let's see, but I got one more track from you and it's I like it. I want to say you sent this a while back and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I sent this one in January, and I made it right before my name switch, and it's my number one track now for sure, and yeah, I'm stoked on it. Me and my guy Chubby Wallets.
Quick, how'd you link with Chubby Wallets? Because you guys have a lot of work together.
Yeah, we're working on a whole album together. My man Chubby Wallets, he was connected with my guy Deegan over at Sound Management, which is Smash Mouth's like old studios. Okay. In Campbell, and he knew Ed. His name's Ed, behind the pseudonym, behind the name, and he's just a sweet, sick jazz bass player, and so that's why. And I love like walking bass lines. So when him and I got together, it was like, let's go. This is it. It's like the funk and soul just met, and it's meshing real well together. So, shout out to him for helping me produce and make a lot of this great music that we're turning out now.
Yeah. And my dad is into the bass guitar. Shout out to Pops. He might be tuned in. Like when I hear your songs and I hear the bass line, I'll be wondering like, man, I wonder if my Pops can play this,
Hell yeah.
Like just off of that's how I know him to chill. He'll hear something and listen to the bass line first.
So Friday is gonna be cool, man, because my best friend since like middle school rocks with me, and he plays flute and clarinet and saxophone. So he's gonna be live with me on Friday, and then Ed, Chubby Wallets, he's gonna be DJing and playing live bass. And the live show is way different than like even most of the stuff I have on Spotify. It's like a true combination of like 90s hip hop bars and then a lot of like soulful but like tasty like bass licks. Like I will play Payday and On Key for sure on Friday. So
let's go.
It'll be fun.
I had another question, but I'll ask you when we get back. Keep it live right here on 90.5 FM KSJS.
Broadcasting from the top of Coyote Peak.
Good shit, bro. But I gotta compliment this song, bro.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
This is tight as fuck.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I love this song.
Oh, you should tell them where to find it. It's still going.
Yeah, you can find this track at Amp Melo anywhere you listen to music. Just search up AMPMELO. That's Amp Melo. Apple Music, Spotify, ampmelo.com, and then on Instagram, TikTok, whatever you're doing, Amp Melo Music.
All right, man. So you had mentioned 90.5 KSJS, shout out. But you mentioned that you have multi-talented musicians in your
Yeah, my main man Cyrus, he plays the flute, plays jazz flute. He's also plays clarinet and he plays saxophone. So over the break beats and all the rhythms that my man Ed is playing on the turntables, he riffs in between there. I got my man Kenny who plays the electric guitar. He'll be on there, and then my DJ also plays live bass.
And they'll be like doing multiple instruments live, like, or is he just bringing one of the many? But
no, he's definitely gonna play all three.
that's tight. Okay.
Like the
That's
woodwind
clean.
player, yeah, he'll play all three. Cyrus gets down. Him and I just actually made this like Frank Sinatra style track called "Stay Home." We just
saw
released
that.
it. It's so different, but it's kind of like this little hidden gem that I didn't know I could do with him. But he wrote the song. He had me sing, and you know he really wanted to go for that old school flair, so we went Sinatra style on it. So I'm singing like I'm Nat Cole and Sinatra on there.
Let's go. And we had talked about experimenting a little bit earlier, staying true to yourself while experimenting and trying different stuff.
Yeah, no, like honestly, I've just like forgotten about like when I was building the brand. I was like, oh, you know what? I need to like be this hip hop guy, because that's what I was doing. I was just rapping a lot. You know, I just need to like make these types of songs, and then I threw out that whole thought out the window, and I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna make anything that I want to make, and that's like gonna be the most authentic version of me.
I rock with it. So if you just now tuning in, we got Amp Melo in the building. Oh, I don't even know if you noticed. Look behind you.
Oh dang! There's the poster with me on it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So this Friday, June 14th, we're going to have Amp Melo live at the Stop, Drop, and Roll show that's going to be held at the Loft in downtown San Jose. I want to say it's like South 2nd Street or something like that.
Something like that. It's on South 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. It's on one of those streets. It's open to the public. Come through June 14th. I'm going to answer some questions, but most importantly, I'm going to be playing some music. We're going to have the fam. We're going to have some friends out there, and I hope to see a lot of people I've never seen before as well.
All right, but before we wrap it up, I want to ask, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to? Anything outside of music you want to shed some light on? You want to, this is the time.
Shoot. Shout out to my dude, Andrew Biggs, who's going to open the show on Friday. I haven't seen him in like a year or something, and it's been a minute. And when I asked if he wanted to open the show, he like didn't hesitate. He was all about it. So shout out him, and it's going to be a real good time. And I'm stoked. And it's the first time I played in San Jose in like 5 or 6 years.
Let's go, the headliner though.
So let's go.
Yeah. We need you to be there or just be a square from Delaware.
Come through.
Let's go. Thank you for sliding through. I have to say thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Let me get that drop, bro. I need the drop just, for when I edit later. Like, the Stop, Drop, and Roll show.
You're now listening to KSJS 90.5, the Stop, Drop, and Roll show with the Barhemian.
Hey, and then I want to ask, is there any song that we played that you want to have be your double play of the day?
I think On Keys just got to be that double play. That's my walkout music. Let's get out of here, dog.
Let's go. All right. Well, thank you. Be sure to check out ampmelo.com on IG, on distros, tap in with the Bandcamp, everything.
Hell yeah. AmpMelo.com, at AmpMelo Music. See you June 14th, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Sweet.
Good shit.
90.5 KSJS.
just run it back for him.
Yeah, I mean, why not, bro? You're not in here every day.
Hell yeah. Woo. I'm going to hit this for you.
Thank you, man.